All right, hopefully we are live. Can you all let me know in the chat if you can hear me fine? Okay, cool. So 2 days ago, whenever we first did our first live stream for the WOKCommands package, we went through a lot of different suggestions, wrote down a bunch of things. We're kind of just going to start where we left off with these three here. And if we can get more done, that's fine. I'm probably only going to be live for around an hour or so, so hopefully I can try and get as many of these done as possible. Let me see here. I'm going to pull out a couple things that stand out as super easy and quick to do. We can also add to things I can try and get done during this stream. And also, if anyone, let me actually open this new tab real quick. As I'm pushing these changes to GitHub, if anyone wants to try them out for themselves, they can go ahead and use this command here. I'm developing more things on the WOKCommands package. So in the last stream, and 2 streams before this, we had a bunch of ideas that we wrote down from the suggestions. So let's see here. So as I'm developing things, you can use this command here as I push things to the GitHub repository to go ahead and test things live with me. You can't send message embeds with message translation. When it comes to the error you might get sometimes, can you put that in the bug reports with also as much detail as possible, such as how to reproduce it, so I can try and look into that? Well, you can't see the screen? Okay, I'll look into that soon, probably after the stream then. Yeah, VS Code is what I'm going to be working on. Okay, so I'm going to pull out some things that are very simple, such as guild-only messages. That's obviously very simple. Let's see here. What else is somewhat simple? Okay, this is kind of what we already have up here. So I'm just going to remove that. What command are we talking about? We're just talking about some of these features that we're working on right here. So this isn't necessarily a specific command, but the ability to hide any commands from a help menu. So if you want to hide dev or owner only commands, you can do that. Also, if you want to hide disabled commands from the help menu and other features like that. So I'm looking through some of these real quick. That could be somewhat simple, I think. This seems like it's fairly requested, so I'm going to move this up here as well. This should be somewhat simple. We'll see. So we're going to start off and try and get some of these things done. So let's see here, the ability to hide the command from the help menu. So owner or dev only commands. In the last stream, where we touched on the WOKCommands package, we made it so we can hide certain categories from the help menu. But now we want the ability to hide certain commands. So for example, we have hidden is true in the command. I think we started here, but we didn't actually get to actually making this feature. So when it comes to loading the actual command, we can look for hidden is true. And if so, we then want to not display that. We also need to check to see if there's any commands within the category or if all of them are hidden. And if all of them are hidden, we then want to not display that category on the help menu. But we'll get to that afterwards. First, let's just make sure we can actually hide this from the help menu itself. So let me look into this right here. Here's where we have all the stuff. We can say hidden is a Boolean. Was part 78 the last Discord.js non-stream vid? I have to check. 1 second. Yes, it was. I'm not sure if I should be adding these live streams to that series or to its own playlist. I probably should be adding them to their own playlist instead of the Discord.js series, which I think I added this live stream in the last one to that series, so I'll change that afterwards. Okay, so here we have hidden is a Boolean. This will be on all of the commands. And so with that said, we can then gain access to it. Oh yeah, there will definitely be more actual videos added to the series. It's just I'm doing some live streaming lately. I will have some more videos on that series soon. I definitely will have a video on some of the changes we're making here, like the usual standard like changelog type video for WOKCommands commands. But I do want to also start getting into the normal type of videos I would add to that series as well. What features do we have planned? Throughout this stream, we're going to try and tackle some of these things here. I'm probably only going to be live for around an hour or so, so we'll see how many we can get done. If we get all these done, then we'll continue through the rest of our ideas that we gathered from the last stream for WOKCommands commands. What's up? Nothing much, just working on WOKCommands commands. What's up with you? So we have access to this within there. So now if we go into here, we have different booleans, so we can also add in private hidden equals false. Then we can gain access to hidden here. And then we can say this dot underscore hidden equals hidden. I do have some things to do a little after an hour. That's why it's only an hour this time. However, I might do another stream later today, but that one might be Minecraft development. I'm not sure yet. Okay, so here we're going to apply hidden from destructuring the actual object. So we have access to it within our actual command class locally. And then from there, we can possibly gain access to, we can create a getter. So what's the thing right above hidden? Because I like to keep things in order. So owner only. What do we have down here? Do we have a getter method for that? Because I'd like to go right below that. I suppose I could search, but it's looking like we don't really have one. I'm just going to add one in right here. So we're going to return this dot hidden. How can the bot send a message on every guild he's in without replying to a command? I think the client has access to a list of different guilds it's in through a cache, and then you can loop through those and then do whatever you want with that. So here we have access to see if this is hidden or not, which is automatically applied from the constructor way up here. So we're applying it here, and then we're getting access to it here, which will automatically be, like all these objects are automatically destructured from whatever we pass in right here. So if the developer, which is us, passes in hidden is true, that means that we're telling WOKCommands commands don't show this within the help menu. And so now we can gain access to that. And so we can go into the help menu, and when we're looping through the commands, we can see if that actually exists. So in this case, we're getting access to all the categories, and here's what I wrote in the last stream for WOKCommands commands, which is making sure that if the user is not an admin and that we are looking at hidden categories, then we should continue and not actually count this category. So now at this stage, we need to go through where we're looping through all the commands. Which is somewhere. It is right here. So here I'm just going to add a console log saying hidden, and then I could say command.hidden. I'm actually not sure if this might be the other command interface. So real quick, let me take a look at that. Commands.length, get commands by category. How do you reference a user's automated ID or any translated user prototype? By translated, do you mean the translation system in WOKCommands commands, or do you mean something else? Are you going to add a function to disable all the warnings? Are you talking about with the current warning videos I have? Let's see here. Bio class started. Okay, see you later. Update the category name with different language has been suggested. Yeah, there's a couple things that I didn't have the ability to actually translate yet when it comes to some of the other features, but eventually everything in the package will be something you can translate. But I'm not exactly sure when that will occur. Sending every message as an embed, that is something that was requested. There will be the ability to basically override with your own function whenever one of Key's commands sends a message. So you can send your own custom message directly, or you can send an embed, or you can do whatever else you want. So that will eventually be added. Like commands not have, oh, to disable those. Okay, that's a good idea. Because sometimes some people might not care about adding some of those, and so that can get a little annoying in the console. That's actually fairly simple to add, so I'll add it to this possibly like second group that we're going to be doing today if we have time. So ability to disable all warnings in one of Key's commands. Or would you like the ability to disable certain warnings, or is all warnings fine? Why am I using TypeScript? Because it seems like it makes everything a little bit more organized and clean, and also it helps with the autocomplete with people using the package. To have a party feature in a Discord server? I mean, I guess it depends on the details. I'm not exactly sure the exact details of like what the party feature has. It says invites.js doesn't exist. You'd have to see the relative path of your import. It'd be best if you asked in the Discord.js Discord channel for that. And if no one can help you, then tag me in the general channel and I'll try and help after the stream. Have a specific cooldown for those who have a role or something. How would that be set up exactly? Would you want the server owner to be able to configure that because each server has different roles? Or is that something the developers should have access to? And if so, that gets us limited functionality. Can you provide more detail on that? Because that is an interesting idea. Okay, so this is using the I command thing, which is slightly different. There we have two different things here. This one's for the actual functionality of the command. This one is mostly for just the help menu. Anti-add doesn't work. I was just asking in the one-off keys Discord with a Discord.js channel, and if you're trying to get some replies there and people seem to not be able to help, then tag me in the general chat and I'll try and help after the stream if I have time. So we have two different interfaces here, and looking back, I'm not really sure why we do. Yeah, wait, why do we have... Oh, well, I'm not going to worry about that. But we do have... We're getting the wrong type of command here, so we don't have access to it. So we have two options, is that we can change a bunch of stuff, or we can just give the simpler interface access to if it's hidden, which seems much easier. Although probably sometime, maybe off camera, I'll go through and change all this stuff because it's probably going to be really annoying to refactor a bunch of stuff because I'm not sure why I have two different interfaces. Roles cooldown 5. I mean, yeah, that I like how would that be set up though? In terms of would the server owners configure what roles have what through a command, similar to how the prefix works, where the server owners get to control it per server? Or would you as a developer set certain types of like roles to the actual cooldown? Music commands is something I'll eventually cover. It's just not like the most simple thing in the world to cover at the moment. How do you access the category name? Category stuff for each returns the emoji only. Okay, 1 second. Let me see if I can remember how to do this. But what was the thing we were just looking at? Get commands by category. Why is this here? Oh, we have to have access to the actual hidden. Okay, so I'll fix this soon. So you basically want to return, you want a list of categories in like a string array. Is TypeScript easier than JavaScript? TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript. So it basically has all the JavaScript functionality plus more. But when it comes to the basic usage of TypeScript, it's not the most complicated thing in the world. But obviously, it's not just a simple thing, just add it onto JavaScript. It does have some complexity to it, but in the way that I use it, it's fairly simple. So I would suggest learning JavaScript and then look into TypeScript. Let's see here. Make the bot not crash if the command crashes. Instead, make it say the message like, okay, yeah, that's a good idea, is to handle exceptions. So let me add this here. Okay, so handle exceptions without crashing. So that's added to the to-do list. That'll eventually be added. Server base will be better in your opinion. Are you talking about in terms of the role cooldown? Premium commands, only people who have premium things or the guild's premium features can run a premium command. Are you looking for like the entire process of accepting payments and validating everything that way? Or are you looking for just checking to see if someone has a role? Like, what are you looking for exactly when it comes to premium commands? The role reactions? Yeah, I do need to make a role reactions that's per server. I probably should prioritize that somewhat soon. Maybe this week or next week. We'll see. Hey, I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Option to disable the warning messages in console. Yeah, I just added that here. So you can disable all the warnings in console so it doesn't get super spammy in case you don't care about a description or whatever thing it's yelling about. So that will be added probably this stream or next stream, depending on how far we get. Like Me6 Premium. So you're looking for, I haven't actually used that bot before. I haven't used most of the popular bots. I usually just write my own bots, so I'm not sure the exact inner workings of most of them. So if you're looking for like an all-in-one tutorial, I will eventually, probably somewhat soon, maybe in January, we'll see, be releasing a different series, not directly related to Discord at all, but talking about Stripe payments and PayPal payments as well. You have a command that only the server owner can execute. Set roll cooldown, roll seconds. Okay. Yeah, that's something I can add to my to-do list. So we're gonna have per guild, per role cooldowns. Each guild can configure this via a command. Okay, so I'll add that to the to-do list and we'll see, eventually we'll get to it. Okay, so let's see here. So we're looking to hide the command from the help menu. So if we want to specifically hide something, we can just specify, what am I clicking on? There we go. We're going to specify hidden as true, and it won't be on the help menu. So let's see, where were we? We saved this to the actual command, so we have access to that. And let's go into the help menu, and let's see where we're looping through all the commands. I think it was down here. So here's the commands that we're looping through. However, we don't have access to hidden because that was in a different interface, because for some reason I have two different interfaces. So I'll probably fix that off camera at some point. But for now, we're just going to continue on. We're probably not going to add too much to it, so it's not going to like delay the refactoring at all. But let's look at get commands by category. So it's going to return all of the commands by a certain category. And here's where the error is, because we're not providing access to the actual hidden property, which I think is what we're gaining access to here. So we can say hidden equals false, and then we can apply that here. It doesn't like that apparently. What? Type Boolean is not assignable to type false. That doesn't seem like that makes sense. Which is declared here on iCommand. Okay, so if we go over to iCommand, oh, whoops. There we go. Okay, problem solved. Okay, so now here we're going to console log hidden, which we should have access to now, and it's no longer complaining because it is inside of the interface here. So it understands that that's actually a thing. And then for now, we're just going to console log this, but we will add in a check to see if that command is hidden. But let's just make sure everything's working so far. So inside my first console, which is this package, I'm going to go ahead and run my TypeScript compiler, which should compile all this into JavaScript. My next one is going to be my testing project here, which just contains this. So I'm going to go ahead and use NodeMon. And then let me bring this over. This is a test server. I'm going to go ahead and create a temporary invite here. You guys won't be able to talk in the general channel. However, in future cases, if I do need help testing something, maybe off stream or something, then you can go ahead and use this Discord. So there's an invite if you guys want to join. So now let's say !ping. Okay, so that works. We try doing help and it doesn't show up at all. That's not really ideal. Category is fun, but we don't think we set a category emoji. So set category emoji. Wait, there was a new method, sets. I think I'm using the wrong one here. There we go. Now we're using the local development version. Should you use let instead of const? Let means that the variable can actually be changed, and const means that it's a constant. So it depends if you want the variable to change at all. Can you help? It's possible. It depends on what exactly I'm testing. So if you want to join this, feel free to. And I might need help at some point, but I'm not sure. Depends on what we're actually testing. A lot of things to add. Yeah, we went through like, I think a month or so of suggestions and added a lot of things here. I also have my own to-do list, which is almost complete, but I have a lot of ideas and plans for this. So over time, this will just get better and better as a package and hopefully more user-friendly to everyone. Okay, so let's see here. We're seeing some hidden is false. So there's that. However, this command is hidden, so I'm not sure what's up with that. There we go. Category fun does not have an emoji. So now that we're using the local one, we can use the proper syntax. So set category settings is now an array of objects where name can be fun and emoji can be, let's say, the game controller. Let's go ahead and save this and let's see what happens. Video about slash commands, most likely. Bot online forever. You'd have to use a 24/7 host like AWS or Heroku or just any VPS through like DigitalOcean. I actually do have videos on how to use all three of those things. Using rank card for an XP system, I might eventually do that. You were crashing the bot in the test server. Yeah, there's a few people in here. I should be able to handle it. We'll see. Raspberry Pi. That's actually something I haven't used before, but I might get one soon, and I might make some videos on it depending on how much demand there is for that. If you put a cooldown as a number string, will it not work? Currently, when it comes to the actual command, it requires a string. However, I probably should make it so this is going to just default to 30 seconds. So I probably should add that functionality. But for now, you have to do this for 30 seconds. But let me add that to my to-do list. So let's say numbers can be used for cooldowns. They are just seconds, though. Okay, so there's that. Something that creates a table, and if commands features works, it shows. Yeah. Help menu gets deleted after X seconds. Make things a little bit more clear. Yeah, that could be something that the developer could configure. So basically, you can run a command like, let's say over here. This probably would be part of something else, not specifically just for the help menu, but maybe you can set how long it takes for certain messages to be deleted after they're sent, such as replies saying that you don't have access to something. You can set a timeout for those messages. So that could be something. Oh, here we're seeing hidden is true, so that's good. So it's actually detecting it now. So now with that said, let's actually, obviously it's still, okay, everyone's interacting with it. Hold on. So if I click on fun, once it actually adds it, that is not what I wanted. Okay, hold on. Let me go to the fun category real quick. And here we see it right here. So now we want to, why is there oh, there's no description. Okay, let me actually remove that dash if there's no description while I'm here. So let's see here. This is under help. So what I want to do is this right here should only be there if description is a thing. There we go. Probably could be cleaner, but that definitely works. So now with that said, we can now basically say if hidden exists. So if the command is a category, so this if statement is basically just saying use this command. So we can say if the category is correct, but also if command.hidden and this. So if not command hidden. So with that said, we've now saved this. So, okay, we get an error here, import description from command. Why is this a problem? Wait, what's wrong with this? Why is it? Wait a second. That's not what I want. We wanted the description. Oh, there we go. Command.description. I'm going to destructure some things. So we have description and hidden and category and names. Why am I using command.something so many times? That's not the best way to do that. So why am I just doing this without actually checking it? Interesting. I'm sure I had a reason for that. Should I check if this is a string? So I'll probably check that off camera and figure out what's going on, because I haven't had any complaints about this exact functionality not working, I don't think. So obviously this is working, so I'm just going to add it to do so I eventually check that. So I think that should be fine now. Where else am I using command dot something? Right there. So we need access to syntax as well. We can go through and get rid of this. Okay. TypeScript is good. Let's restart this. I could then run exclamation point help. And then I can click on the fun category. And we now see nothing there. So it's hiding it. But now what we want to do is we basically want to get a count of how many commands are hidden from this, from each category. And if that results in 0 visible commands, we basically essentially want to hide that category. Yeah, there is an option for message.delete. I'm saying the ability, like the timeout for messages, I'm saying the ability for developers to configure what the default is for one-off keys commands for the messages that one-off keys command sends. So you're able to specify like the help menu deletes after 3 minutes, or that if someone runs a command of one-off keys, like the package itself replies with you don't have access, that message then deletes after 5 seconds or whatever you want. Yeah, that is an error that is on my to-do list here. So hopefully we'll get to that this stream. Okay, so ability to hide a command from the help menu. I'm noticing that these are probably going to force me to actually change the interface problem. Why we have 2 interfaces, I don't know what myself was thinking in the past. So this just has more information and all the same things that this has. So I'm not sure why I'm not just using command config. So we'll look into probably changing that probably before we actually work on this. Hide categories where no commands are visible. That's what we're about to do right now. So this is technically done. So now we're going to look into hiding categories whenever no commands are visible. Because it doesn't make sense for me to be able to go to the fun category and there'd be nothing there. Okay. So our console log is done. This is kind of, let's see here. What's the best way to do this? Get commands by category. Perhaps we can have an optional Boolean called hide hidden, which sounds kind of weird. Remove, let's see here, visible only, which is an optional Boolean. And so what I want to do is, this is the interface I command, which has access to this. And so I'm going to destructure a couple things here. We're going to get the category. We're going to get hidden from the command. So now here's this. So what we want to do is we want to avoid If visible only is true, so let's see here. Right here, let's say if visible only is true and hidden, we want to continue. So that way we don't actually return this. So now whenever we're using this right here, we can pass in true. I think that would work. We'll see. Let's go ahead and TypeScript compiled. Let's now go over here and save this. When it comes to the table, are you talking about like it logs that to the console? Like a table in the console that shows the current status of things? Hey, I'm glad I could help, Magic. I've watched a lot of programming tutorials. That's how I've learned most of the stuff I've learned. So I've noticed that there's some things that some people do that is less than optimal, I'll describe it as. So I try and avoid that. I'm probably not perfect at it, but I'll improve over time. So what am I doing here? We're seeing if we are now hidden. So in here, we can do help. We still see it there. Okay, so that didn't work at all, unless I forgot to restart the bot, which is possible. That's not how you spell help. Okay, so that doesn't work at all. So now the question is why? So here passing in true, which means that, oh, that's a problem. Okay, I probably should have actually saw that. So just command.hidden. So a command.category is exactly equal to category. Now it should work. There was just a problem where it wasn't actually using the parameter we're passing in. Let's go ahead and save this, and then that should restart TypeScript. Okay, let's restart our bot. And now let's see what happens. Okay, so this doesn't work. Excellent. Let's also say, let's actually just console log command. So we're going to see command visible and also just command. So we're going to see all of the options in our console here. Or not. Okay, so this isn't running. Well, that obviously is probably a problem. Let's go back here. What is this? This is the help menu. Did I not like restart this? What's your question? I might be able to still answer it even if it's not related. Okay, so this just isn't running. I'm missing something here. I don't understand. Oh wait, is this not when it actually sends the message? Hold on. This is inside this listener within init. Message reaction add. Okay, I'm in the completely wrong part of the code. That would explain why it's not working. Where else am I using get commands by category? Nowhere else in here. So where am I sending the embed? Well, this seems like a good place to actually send it. So the owner of the bot they made can do a command. That was actually recently added. So within your command, you could just say owner only is true. And then you'd also have to specify set bot owner, which you can pass in a string of someone's name, or you can pass in multiple strings like that of different developers or whitelisted people, basically. So that's how you can do that. Is owner only true. It's in the documentation as well. Yeah, that'll be the ID, not the name. Your user ID. So like you would right click, copy ID, this type of ID here. And so you need that for each like whitelisted person, basically. Okay, the help command will eventually be only the person who sent it. That is in our to-do list right here. right here. Hopefully we can get to that within this stream. If not, it'll definitely be next stream. So let's see, how long have I been streaming for? 35 minutes already? Okay, time flies. I'm hoping to only be live for like an hour or so. So some of this stuff might be in the next stream. So let's see, hide categories where no commands are visible. I don't understand why this isn't working. Oh wait, never mind. I do understand. I just forgot what I was doing. I don't know too much about the slash commands. I will be covering it and researching more about that soon. Probably the next couple of days I'll be looking into all the details of it whenever I can find some time. But if it's something that everyone is wanting, which I'm assuming it will be, then one of Key's commands will likely implement something regarding it. One of Key's commands is like Commando in the regards of it's a command handler. And so that's, I mean, it's basically based off of the advanced command handler for my series, but heavily improved with a lot more features. And it's an NPM package, so you don't have to maintain yourself, and I'm going to be developing things over time. When you ping the bot, it returns the prefix. Some things that people have requested is whenever you ping the bot, that acts as the prefix. So for example, I could say @tutorial ping. That's the same exact thing as me saying !ping. That's one thing a lot of people have requested, so that's probably something I'm going to do. And then just saying @tutorial with nothing is the same thing as doing !help. Or whatever the prefix is for that Discord server, of course. Okay, so where am I actually sending this embed here? Set description. Here's where I'm looping through the categories. Okay, I think. Amount and emoji. Let's see what's happening here. Let's get a better understanding of what is happening. Because apparently me 3 weeks ago decided not to add comments into this. So, whoops. Where am I doing? There was something else I was doing with. But I'm not adding more console logs somewhere else? Apparently not. Okay, let's just see what happens here. At the bottom of the code. Yeah, I am sending it here, but this is also gaining access to the first embed, which is up here. So this is the first embed. It's just eventually being returned to here, and then reactions are being added. Okay, so let's go ahead and restart this. I know an okay amount about HTML and CSS and the DOM. I'm not like an expert at it by any means, but I have done a lot of web development in things like React and Next.js, and obviously like just vanilla websites without any frameworks as well. But I don't know like everything there is to know by any means. Okay, so here we're getting some information. Where was I? Right here. Okay. So here's the categories. Object of categories. So are we able to add in, do we have access? I'm guessing the key is the name. Let's confirm that. I mean, it makes sense, but let's just double check real quick. And so with that said, we can then try and gain access to the method right here, get commands by category. And then we can check to see visible only is true, and then get the length of the array that's returned here. This returns an array of the iCommand interface. And so if it's 0, that means we don't want to display that category. So let's go ahead and run !help. Good, we actually see the names of the categories as expected. So now at this stage, we can warn them here. And so after the warning, we essentially want to do this. So we want to get access to the instance of one of keys, which I'm assuming I have access to. I do. Creates a table like line, there's a command's name. Yeah, I understand that, but I mean, like, where is that being displayed? Is that being displayed in a Discord message? Is that being displayed in the console on the bot startup? Is that being displayed whenever you actually run a command? Like, when is that being displayed exactly? Okay, So after the not emoji, we want to gain access to instance.get or instance.command handler. .get commands by category. We can pass in the key and true. This can say visible commands equals this, and then if visible commands.length, if not visible commands.length. All right, this seems cleaner. I like this more. Same thing. We can then continue. So we're going to ignore categories that have no visible commands. So we can save this. Save this. I think everything should work now. So hopefully in this case, the help command or help menu, help category, that's what I'm looking for, will be hidden because the one and only option for the, not the help command, what am I saying? The fun category. This is inside the fun category, and this is the only option, and it's hidden, so hopefully the entire category is now hidden as well. Cool, look at that. Now let's go ahead and add in test.js. We'll just copy this to here, and instead of that, we'll just not have it hidden. Then hopefully exclamation point help will now not display, or will now display the category. Just like that. However, it says 2 commands. So that's a problem. So when it comes to the number of commands, we have to fix that. Amount could just be this instead. This seems less than optimal. This could be more efficient. New / commands for Discord bots. I have heard of them. I haven't looked into them. However, I'll probably be doing that sometime today because a video on that and also potentially incorporating some things into WOKCommands commands will probably be useful. I don't know much about them though. GitHub page 2 days ago, you made an issue. Translate the default categories. Yeah, there's some things that aren't currently, that you can't currently translate, but that will be fixed soon. So the end goal is everything that WOKCommands commands as a package sends as text can be something you can translate, but at the moment it's something that is not there. Most things you can, as the latest release has, but I'll be adding more things over time. I'm just not sure exactly when. How can you use the messages in the message.json file? So it's the same exact way, basically. So one thing that, let me open up the documentation real quick. One thing that was added that I didn't really mention too much is whenever you're creating a feature, you have a second argument or parameter that is the instance, or the WOKCommands instance. So you can use that in the same exact way as gaining access to the message handler and actually getting the translated message, just like an actual command. So that should be built in, and it has been built in for the last couple of versions. I just didn't really like mention it too much, but there will be more things added to features. We'll have as like its entire own update. We can add in descriptions, enable and disable them, and things like that. Okay, so what am I doing here? We're looking through all of the commands and getting, what am I doing over here then? I'm looking through all the commands and, okay, excellent. Some parts of this can be cleaned up a bit. What do I want to do when I reach 10K subs? Honestly, I'm not sure, but I have probably a decent amount of time to think about it beforehand. If anyone has any ideas, let me know. Might be a little premature to be planning things to a lot of detail, but rough ideas would be useful. Okay. So I'm not sure why I'm doing like similar things here. Let's clean this up. We also need to clean up the double interfaces. That's a mess. Been live for 44 minutes. Let's see here. What can I get done in 15 minutes that I can actually deploy here? So hide categories where no commands are visible. So first of all, let's just fix this real quick, and then let's go into guild messages only. I do have something I have to do like shortly after me being live for an hour, so I'm only going to be live for an hour. So let's see if we can make the last 15 minutes somewhat productive. Q&A or an event? I could do that. Is it worth to make a bot fully in TypeScript or JavaScript? I mean, JavaScript is fine. TypeScript just adds some additional functionality. And you can get somewhat complicated with TypeScript, but for the most part, most features in TypeScript are fairly simple to use. So it's not like incorrect to not use TypeScript, but it would make things a little easier. And there were some videos on YouTube about like the basics of TypeScript, and I will eventually be making my own depending on how much demand there is for it. But at the moment, I'm not sure when that will be. A Minecraft stream later? Most likely, to be honest. I'm not sure. I'm basically going to be doing streams whenever I'm free. And so I'm not sure if I'll ever have like a schedule. At least it won't be for a while when it comes to streaming. But I think that there's going to be frequent streams on both the WOKCommands and Minecraft as frequently as I can, because I'm going to start trying to live stream whenever I'm working on them in general. And so instead of me being just working on it alone, just by myself, I'm going to be trying to live stream it. So both live streaming here and Minecraft will probably be more popular soon, or I'll be doing them more frequently soon. Okay, let's fix this up here. So we have 2 commands, even though there's one hidden. So where am I listing the commands? I'm assuming I'm going to be doing something like that. This is actually it right here. So instead of amount, we're just going to say visible commands. So const amount equals this dot length. We can actually put this right above here. And then we can say if amount is exactly equal to 0, we're going to continue. There's that. However, I'm just going to add a comment here because, let's see here, to do, see if I can use the command handler get commands by category method instead. Possibly duplicate code. So obviously we don't want duplicate code. I'm sure that there are some things that are different, but it's similar enough where it should be one method. And so I will eventually fix that. For now, we're just going to try and get this feature done. So I'm assuming that that fixed that right there. Let's go ahead and try it out. So that compiled the TypeScript. We're going to restart the actual bot. And then I can run !help. And hopefully the fun category will only say 1 command instead of 2 commands because ping is disabled. There we go. So that worked. Where's our to-do list? Right here. When no commands are visible, that is done. Hide disable commands. We're not going to touch that yet. We have around 13 minutes left according to my timer. And then we are going to basically just try and do this here, which is somewhat simple. Let's see what people are saying in chat real quick. Best time in anyone's YouTube career is when they don't have too many subs. Yeah, it feels more like a smaller community, so you're able to interact with people more. You know, people as they grow, if they get hundreds of thousands or they have like 1,000 viewers on Twitch or whatever it might be, it's the most difficult to actually know people by name. How to make a maintenance command using Firebase? So what do you mean by a maintenance command exactly? Will these live streams replace those pre-recorded videos they make? No, but there might be slightly less of them. I know it wasn't the best at keeping the 3 upload a week schedule, so I might switch that to once a week and ensuring that I actually stick to that in addition to frequent live streams whenever I'm free. So there will always be videos. It won't just become a live streaming channel, but I'm looking to do both. When it comes to listening for the voice things, I'm not 100% sure actually. If someone in chat knows anything about that, if you can answer the question, that would be nice, but I don't know exactly. I haven't dived into that part of Discord.js too much when it comes to voice channels, so I'm not sure. Okay, so guild only messages or commands. Let's get rid of some of these console logs real quick. Apparently not in there. There it is. Get rid of that. It's kind of both when it comes to a framework or a command handler. It is primary focus is commands, but it does have other features such as features like that are like listeners and other things like that. A table is something I could do. If it's a command, I can even try generating it as like an image, but I'm That might be ambitious for my to-do list because I probably should be focusing on other things. But if you can leave a detailed description of what you mean by that table in the suggestions channel so I can see what the demand is for it, that would be useful. And if a lot of people want it, so then I can try and prioritize that higher. But if not too many people want it, I can still add it to the to-do list, but it might not be prioritized as high. Do I have a day in mind when it comes to Discord.js once a week? I'm not sure. I'd have to look at my YouTube analytics because it tells me what time and also what days my audience is most active. And I'll probably just shoot for that. I don't know what that is though. I know that YouTube is telling me that 8 a.m. my time, which was like close to 2 hours ago, is the ideal time of day, but I'm not sure about the actual day of the week. Am I trying to make this like Commando better than Commando? I mean, that's the goal, is to try and make it as user-friendly as possible. So the one thing, I don't know too much about the inner workings of Commando or how like features are requested there. But one advantage here is that I'm like actively live streaming it while everyone's watching. I'm listening to the suggestions channel. I haven't really tagged those as accepted or denied in a while, but I still look at all of them. And so I think you have more direct access than you would with Commando, but I don't know, like Commando's great, but I'm just looking to make things that if people don't like Commando and they like how I do things, then they can feel free to use this as well. When it comes to putting in the suggestions channel for the table thing, whenever you feel like it, no rush. I just want to have something in the suggestions channel so I can understand what the demand is for the table feature. A menu add command, menu remove command. By that, do you mean like a command enable and disable? Because I believe that's already a thing, but we will make it probably the next stream that you won't see disable commands. How am I hosting the bot? I'm just locally running it through NodeMon in this console for this test bot, which just imports my local one-off-keys commands package. So this isn't the public one. This is obviously a relative path. And then I'm just using TypeScript to compile this, so it's all local. Your router's restarting in 8 minutes. We're probably gonna be ending in around 8 minutes also as well, so that's fine. Decent timing. There is an automatic enable or disable feature already built into one-off-keys commands. So, for example, if I want to command disable ping, ping is now disabled. That command is currently disabled, so it's per server. The server owners can configure that. Right now, it currently will still show, although I don't think it's hidden right now, but it would normally still show. But in the next stream, it's on our to-do list to make it so hide disable commands from the help menu. Let's be more descriptive there. When it comes to hosting, DigitalOcean is good. You do have to have some basic Linux experience, but I do have a video on how to set up a bot on DigitalOcean, and it also has a link that gives you 2 months or up to 60 days of $100 of credit to use. And then I also have a video, I think I mentioned some basic things in that video, but I have a separate video on how to secure that Linux box. So if you don't know about Linux, it is somewhat simple to use for the basic use cases of like hosting a Discord bot. And I would suggest that everyone learns more about Linux. But that's what I use to host like the one-off-keys commands bot or the one-off-keys actual bot within the Discord server. Like this one right here. And then most other things, I think that's the the website isn't actually hosted there, but most things are hosted there that I use when it comes to DigitalOcean. It just has a good user interface, decent prices, and all that stuff. Feature disabling and enabling will be added eventually. I did add something to the, let me open up the documentation here. I did add something, let's move this over here. I did add something here where you can add in a configuration for the feature. Although it doesn't do anything yet, I added this a few versions ago so people will get used to it and hopefully add this because this will be used for the feature enabling and disabling. So that will be something I add eventually. Okay, real quick, let's make this feature. Probably only be live for another 5 or 6 minutes because I do have something to do. There will likely be another live stream later today, unless something comes up and I'm busy, so no promises, but most likely will happen. We'll see. But right now, let's just make guild only commands. It's somewhat simple to do. So let's look at our test. Let's actually delete this. So we can say guild only is true. This is kind of adding to our double commands here. Maybe we can just add it here. Guild only is a Boolean. This time I'm not going to name that false because that is not correct. I accidentally did that last time with hidden. So here we have guild only. So now let's go into our command. Let's add in guild only is false. And let's access guild only here. Whoops. And we have access to that. Scrolling down, we can say this dot guild only equals guild only. And then right above get hidden, wherever I put that, there it is. Public get guild only, which is going to return a Boolean. We're just going to return this dot guild only. That one. Okay, there we go. So at this stage, we have access to it within the command. Now to go inside the command handler, we need to make sure that we can actually load that, and that whenever the command is actually being ran, we need to make sure that the guild exists, and then we have to send a message. So inside the default messages JSON, so if you're using the translated messages, keep in mind this will be a new thing added to here. Right above the help menu, we're going to add in a guild only command. Let's see here. What do we want to say? We can say this command can only be used within a server. We're not going to use the word guild specifically because most people know them as servers and not guilds, I think. But as developers, we're obviously very familiar that they are the same thing and that guilds equals server. Let me just run this through Google Translate because I don't know Spanish. Let's see here, English to Spanish. I'm in my other monitor real quick. Okay, so I'm hoping that's accurate. I have no idea. So there's that. Advanced leveling system and or economy system. I hopefully will eventually. I don't know when. Is it better to program in Linux or Windows? I usually just only use Linux when it comes to hosting things, just because I'm more familiar and comfortable with Windows. But when it comes to actually writing the code, I don't know if there's going to be a huge difference. I don't have too much experience writing code in Linux, so I'm not the best person to ask. I'll check the suggestions eventually. I'm mostly curious about the rating on the suggestions. So how many people are rating it up, like thumbs up or thumbs down? Host a bot on a cell phone to stay online 24 hours? I have no idea how to do that. How do we link data put in Discord and go in a spreadsheet and also remove it from the spreadsheet when we put a command in Discord? I'm assuming that the Google Sheets API would be the way to go there, but I don't know much about it, so you'd have to look up their documentation. I've been able to read stuff from Google Sheets, but not through their API, just through basic like web scraping, basically. But that's not exactly what you're looking for. So I'll just look into the Google Sheets API. You can't find documentation for MongoDB for one-off keys commands. It should be near the top. The only thing you really have to do is just specify Mongo path and then have that be inside of your environment variable. And then for the most part, that will connect to Mongo automatically. But aside from that, it doesn't do anything for you. So it will create the Mongo connection, but that's all. So you still have to create your own schemas. You still have to import and use them just the same exact way. How would I use the database for cooldowns? It should automatically occur when it comes to the command cooldowns. I'm not sure the exact details of what you mean though. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. We now have access to guild only command. Let's save this. Again, if you are using the translations, this is a new thing that you will have to actually add support for within your own JSON file. And once I actually push this to GitHub, you can find it on the dev branch of the GitHub for one-off keys commands. It won't be pushed to the actual npm repository yet because there's still a few things I want to improve before I actually publish this. However, the command in the pinned comments for the actual live chat is the command you can use to install this once I push to GitHub. Is the disable command system using Mongo? Yes. So that way if the bot restarts, it still remembers what servers have what commands disabled. Okay. So let's see if I can remember how the system works. This is it right here. If this dot guild only and not message.guild. Want to make sure we return, but we also want to reply with the message of guild only command. There we go. That should work. So this .guild only, if that's true. Okay, yeah. Let me go ahead. If you guys are inside the test server, I'm going to have to ask you to do something here in just a second if you want to help out. Let me go ahead and save this. I should restart here. And then this says guild only is true, so we can still run guild within general, right? Not guild, ping. It's currently disabled, so command enable ping. Now we can still run this. Okay. I might have to enable my private messages real quick. If you guys want, can you try messaging the bot? So like right click on tutorial and message and try running !ping. I'm going to go ahead and enable messages on my Discord account temporarily, just so I can try it as well. Because whenever I actually send a message, could not find the correct message to send for guild only command. Okay, hold on. I'm seeing the error right there, so some people are trying it. Oh, okay. I probably should take my own advice and actually add in a support. So you will get that error if you do not add a support into your local messages.json if you have a local one. So make sure you add this in. It will eventually be on the GitHub. So now go ahead and try sending the ping command to the bot in a message. And I guess I probably could add in a console log so I can see what's going on here. I'm assuming it's going to work because we got some people running it, and then now I'm not seeing it anymore. It can only be used within a server. Okay, cool. So that seems to be working. Thanks, guys. I don't have to go through and enable and disable messages now. What's the link to the test server? Let me generate another link. So currently no one could talk in here, but if I ever do need help, maybe if I'm not streaming or something, then I can just like tag at here and hopefully we can do something. Before you go, I want to thanks for the amazing content and coding. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. What is the link to the test server? Oh, I just sent that. Okay. Let's see what else here. Can we test some things if there is any? I mean, there is that, but I think that's the last thing we're going to be doing on this stream. Wow, time really flies whenever I'm doing this. It feels like I have not been live streaming for an hour. Okay, well, I do have to go here soon. Run commands through the DMs. It's the same way. You would just like message them with a command. And it would also be, that's actually one problem that I don't think I have the ability to solve is, let's say that someone configured their bot to, okay, each server has its own command prefix that you can use. And so the server owner gets to decide that, but also the bot owner gets to set the default. So if I say !, another server says ? Outside of that server, like in messages, it uses ! So that could cause confusion. So when it comes to that, you just run the command, but I don't think there's anything I could do about the confusion with the prefixes. What is this? Okay, that's not what I wanted. I'm not sure if whoever's running the command that's getting a problem, can you let me know what command you're running in messages? Not sure if it's here in the stack traces. The help command? Okay. I'll probably look into that off camera because I do have to go here in a few minutes, but let me note that down real quick. Help command breaks in DMs. All right, so definitely we're going to be doing, okay, this is done. Let's move this up here. These things are kind of grouped together. That's why they're there. Let me also add in, let's see here, remove the second interface for commands. Just use one. All right, so there's that, which will also improve the code for these. I'm not sure why we have two, but I'll be improving that. But this is also something that is highly requested that people are complaining about, is that anyone can interact with the help menu. So that'll be something we fix during the next stream, probably. Hopefully I have more time during the next stream for this. The next stream technically will probably be the Minecraft development later today if I have time. But the next one of Keys Command stream, hopefully we can tackle this problem here, because it is something people are complaining about. You sort of spammed it. Okay, that's probably why. Probably why I got all the errors. But now we know. So that got my attention, so that's good. Will stream be around an hour? The stream for Minecraft is likely later today. If it's 7 p.m. your time, I'm not sure if you'll be able to make it, depending on how late you stay up. I have some things I have to do today, so I don't know when it'll start, unfortunately, so I can't give you a solid time. But the replay will be there. Hopefully I can try and do the Minecraft streams earlier. Maybe I can do one day one off Keys Commands the other day in Minecraft. I'm not sure yet. I'm still trying to figure everything out. If you guys do have any ideas on that, like what works best for everyone, then do that. Do I have a day job? Not at the moment. I'm just living off of savings and trying to grow this. And doing a lot of freelancing as well, like tutoring and other freelancing. That's actually one reason why I have to end the stream early, because I do have a tutoring session later today. Or not later today, but soon. One day Minecraft, one day one off keys. Yeah, that could make it so I can have a consistent time, because YouTube is telling me that 8 a.m. my time, which is 2 hours ago, is my ideal time. So if I can start the streams then, that would be ideal. But I'm not sure. If anyone else has any feedback, let me know. And if you think of an idea afterwards, then let me know in the suggestions channel, I suppose. Can you go over the commands working in the bot DMs? Yeah, so basically what you do is you just specify guild only is true. If you're talking about this new feature, you just specify that and that's all you have to do. Let me actually push this real quick. So again, this is the development branch, and so there could be bugs. If you find any, tag me in the bug reports channel. So let's see here. What did we add exactly? So we're going to say guild only commands, hide disabled commands, hide disabled categories. No, wait, we did the hide categories last time. No, okay, whatever. Add guild only commands, hide categories, hide specific commands, and get pushed. So if you use the command that is pinned in the live chat, that will install the development branch, and so you will have access to this. Again, development branch, things could break. So just be aware of that. However, if you do find any bugs, you can go to the bug reports and tag me in here. And then I'll hopefully get back to you as soon as I can, and we might even fix the bug that you're reporting on the next stream. One stream per day. My current plan with the streaming is, well, my goals with streaming is to stream myself going through one of Keys commands whenever I'm working on this, as well as the Minecraft server. And so at some points there might be multiple streams, because I might be working on this for an hour earlier or 2 hours earlier, something like that, and then later that day I might be working on the Minecraft server. My goal is to document the development of both of those things. One off key suggestions channel. Yeah, I'm just going to use normal suggestions, because it's not, while I'm not really setting the accepted or denied super frequently, I'm still reading them. It doesn't have too many things being posted every day. And my goal is to keep the server as clean as possible in terms of like clutter and stuff. So I don't want to have too many excess channels. So we're probably just going to keep using the same suggestions channel for everything. How's the Minecraft server going? It's going pretty well. We've got some people who are joining and playing, and soon we'll be opening up the Discord for it, probably next week once I get the bot developed, which I'll probably be doing on live stream as well during the Minecraft live stream. So basically the idea there's a lot of things that link the Discord and the Minecraft server, so I'll probably be doing that on that live stream. Sometimes it will be one per day. Sometimes it might be 0, like it was yesterday. Sometimes it might be 2. It just depends, because again, my goal for the live stream is to be live whenever I'm working on these projects, and so it depends on how frequently I'm working on the projects. And of course, if I have like 10 minutes to spare and I'm gonna do some work on like one off keys commands, I'm not gonna live stream for just 10 minutes. So like most of the time it'll be live. Okay, so I think I pushed this. Whoops. Okay, cool. All right, so hopefully we can tackle these things. I will probably do this off camera because it's probably not the most interesting thing to just see a bunch of refactoring. But new features, these we're probably going to be tackling next stream, next WOKCommands command stream. Eventually there'll be a way to appeal Discord bans. Currently there isn't, but I'll try and prioritize that because we don't have one and we should have one. So expect that before the end of the weekend if you can wait that long. But that should be it. I do have something to do somewhat soon, so that's going to be the end of the stream. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and there probably will be a Minecraft stream later today. I'm not sure when, but I will be posting it inside of the YouTube content right here. So make sure that you have subscribed to the YouTube notification role in WOKClaim to be notified whenever that starts. But that is it. So thanks for joining, and I'll see you guys next time.